past with instruction manuals is do 80% of the material with graphics. So it's sort of like a comic book. And then what you're basically doing is you're limiting the number of words. And that way, because if you're going to have to translate it into 17 languages, you want to keep the verbiage as small as possible if you can, right?
Yeah.
So if you plan that out strategically, you can save yourself a fortune and have a very good product that way, and not, there are people who don't go into the EU because of that linguistic issue, right? Because they don't see how they can get around it. They can't afford to deal with it. And it's a shame to walk away from a market because of a reason that you can solve with the right vendor, right?
Right. And your point about having graphics, who as a user doesn't prefer to have graphics over a long, rambling paragraph? And if you can make it more simple, your users are going to appreciate that as well. And that goes back to having the best written original to start with. And so have graphics if you can, have it less text heavy if you can, shorter bullet points, make sure you're not using sports metaphors and, humor that might not translate. And, there's translation, and then there's what's called transcreation, which is creating something new when there's no equivalent. So like the Netflix show Orange is the New Black. You could translate that literally, but it's not going to mean anything. In that case, you have to transcreate it. And so if you can be more, and sometimes your marketing content is going to require transcreation, and that's going to be ultimately what you're going to want to do, but you want to make that decision intentionally, and not because your content is so nuanced and culturally specific when it doesn't need to be. And then it has to be kind of dismantled and then recreated.